There was an idea. Jack Cunningham was a captain back in the police department. Kinsinger was a probation officer. Stel Malone was a probation. They were both supervisors. The four of us sat down and said, "Mr. Long, the playing field has to be level." There were 26 different services for offenders in this town, and we were supplying a number of them through the halfway houses that we ran. And nothing but the police department and ER victims. And so we took an idea, and we went to a judge in this town, and he looked at us and he said, "You're going to get blown out of the water." In 1972. And then he made this remark. He said, "But if you survive, the ripples will go across the pond." And now we're looking at a national movement. We're looking at no longer, no legislation. We're looking at services that have grown in all the departments. They become institutionalized. We have a certificate in victim studies with the social department, the social work department. It's grown. I was the founding president of the National Organization of Victim Assistance back in 1976, and I just, as of this summer, stepped off as its president in its 35th anniversary, 36 really. So we've been able to watch this grow. That's history, okay? But you can't rest on history. 38 years. And what we're looking at, and this is why I didn't want you to just hear some ideas about what started 38 years ago, wherever you were or I was at that time. I want you to know that it's grown up in this city and in this county, and that this year there'll be more than 15,000 people, probably pushing 18,000 by the end of the year, that the people you saw have worked with. There'll be over 800 of those civil protection orders. But what you don't see is even more important than what we have seen grow. They're the people who tell a parent, "Your kid's not coming home." They're the ones who, when you see a jumper or hear about it or read about it, they're with the family at the bottom of the bridge looking at the body. They do the work, like I said, you don't want to do. They're the ones who we anchored our services, particularly in law enforcement. And they're in the cruisers. You saw the night shift, the day shift, they're anchored out of that. They're the ones who were called out. They're the ones who, if there is a traffic fatality, because we do traffic fatalities too, they're the ones who go out on scene and then go and tell the parents or the spouse, or the family, "I'm sorry." They do the death notifications. They see this stuff. I'm going to use a terrible word, blood and guts. But that's what they do. And there isn't another agency around here that does that. That's why this is important. It can't disappear. Rudyard Kipling wrote a poem you probably heard about, "The Charge of the Light Brigade." Before it was over, he had to write an oath, and it was returned to the Light Brigade. He had to remind England that the people who did all of that needed their help. And this may be the return. Kevin Thompson, former board member, a dear friend of mine, said, "Do you mind," he said this yesterday, and I did not ask him to do this, he said, "Do you mind if I take 2 minutes?" Kevin?
Good morning, everyone. I'm Kevin Thompson. I've been in this community for all my life. I've had a wonderful 34-year career. I'm the president of PNC. I was on the board of victim assistance for a number of years. And the one thing the message I wanted to share with you today is what they're asking for is sustainability and continue to run this program that reaches so many lives. And the story I'm going to tell you is 6 weeks old. I have 4 children, and I have a daughter that's a senior at Arizona State. Some of you know her, but she's a vibrant, beautiful woman. And 6 weeks ago, she's been dating a young man for about a year, and they went on a date, and they came back home, and he decided that he would commit suicide. And he did that in front of her at 2 o'clock in the morning. So, calling Dad 11 hours later after the police got through with her was a difficult thing for her mother and I. Got on an airplane, got out to Arizona, got my daughter, got her safe. But now I needed to, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Dad's always fixed everything. I can't fix this. So my first call was to Bob Denton, a good friend and confidant. As soon as I got home, Mom, Dad, and my daughter met with Bob Denton. A wonderful experience, someone that told us what to expect, what we're going to have to go through, and we started that journey. So we've met a few times with Bob. My daughter has also received other counseling. A week ago, yesterday, my wife and my daughter returned to school. The president of Arizona State University called me personally on my cell phone. This is a 55,000 student school. Called me personally and said, we will do whatever we need to do to let your daughter graduate in May, and she is going to. With Bob's help, the help of other counselors, that information is, she's getting counseling out there and help. But the story is this. Bob said 15 to 18,000 people. Well, I'm one of those. I was on this board. It's not going to happen to me. It is not going to happen to me. You know what? We talked about your income levels, your education levels. It happens to someone else, right? No, it happened to me. So what I want you to understand is I needed help immediately. I got that help from victim assistance. And you may be in that same boat. And I just wanted to share that story with you because it is an awful story. It's an awful story. But those things happen every day in our community. But thank God there is someone here that can reach out and help you and help this community and help everybody heal and move forward. So I just wanted to share that with you. And I want to tell you, whatever you decide to do here today, it will be, the dollars will be well worth it, and they will be great stewards of your dollars. Thank you.
Thanks, Karen. I want to thank you for coming, and for those of you who invited your friends to come. You know, you don't think of victim assistance, you don't see it, it's not the kind of thing you put on grocery bags. But we're the ones who deal with the homicides. In another month and a half in December, we'll do the angel tree ceremony we've been doing for 18 years. We'll push 600 of those angels, and they are local. 600 homicide victims. We're the ones who follow up on all of the crimes. We do not parcel out and say there's going to be a homicide program or a burglary or whatever. We do the suicides. We're the only agency that goes out on one side and do this. We do the traffic fatalities. And then in addition to that, we're anchored and do domestic violence, processing. Our staff go to court. You got a chance to see them because they're the tangible